Well, they'll take more damage than your actual teammates do off your weapons.
Touche.
Oh, look, that TMOG crew, they're always late.
Yeah, we gotta give them some credit. They're trying.
Yeah. Maybe. Anybody looking at the live stream?
Nope.
I am.
Okay.
Why?
To me, it was 3 empty boxes and a K-Man's icon.
Yeah.
That happens when I full screen something. So it's been a while, so I'm gonna try and do this again. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining once again the Monsters of Gaming. We're still here, folks. We haven't gone away. And I want to personally thank everyone. Hello, Rebel. I'll get to this with a quick recap in one moment. So, guys, first things first, I want to thank everyone who's been viewing our videos recently. We have just pushed 3,000 views in a week. We are currently sitting on 3.1 thousand views, and that means amazing things for us. Mainly that I know there's people who are watching our actual videos. So thank you. Juggernaut, is there something you might want to say to these people, perhaps?
What's that?
Is there something you might want to say to these people?
If you thoroughly enjoy our content, please like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.
Are you okay now? You feel better?
Ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling.
No, do not ring-a-ling the
Not
ding-a-ling.
that, bro.
No, not like your third leg movement the other day. Anyway. So, everybody, it's that time again. Time for a quick recap of what happened to our heroes last game. To recap, certain members of the group were not available at the time. So for a quick catch-up, Mama Bear is now friends with her inner demons. Necro has tentacles bursting out of his back. And a certain third member is starting to feel kind of ill. Also, you did horrible things to my monster deathgasm. Horrible things.
Oh yeah, Doug and K-Man weren't available last time, right?
No,
Wait.
you did horrible things.
I thought I was here for the last one.
I think you may have been.
Okay.
Wait, why am I sick?
You're not.
Okay.
Just stabbed it right in the arse and pulled the trigger of his gun blade and gave it its own arsehole when it didn't have one. Also, the adventurers ran back into the wonderful group that's currently going around trying to stop, save, or possibly destroy the world. The cultists.
Oh, yes! Necro's I want to talk to one, see what's going on.
And let's not forget that the strangling beast that they had to take on too, which was a giant mass of writhing tentacles made of flesh-made ropes. That was a fun one too, wasn't it, guys? You guys like that?
Yeah.
I'm still covered in it.
Yeah, you covered in excrement and all kinds of horrid stuff. So that being said, let's pick up where we left off. After felling the strangling beast itself, the adventurers are now in a small, desolate area. It seemed to have been the housing for the...
Hang on one second. You actually forgot to mention that we actually have a new member to the group, too.
Ooh.
We have someone who's been following us.
The daughter of someone.
You know, the way I describe it is I explain what happened by where you are currently and who happens to be standing there.
Well,
My bad.
Oh, once you figure that out, Quabs, you tell me. I'll throw it in. I'll throw that right in.
Uh-oh.
As I was saying.
Wait, what?
You find yourselves... If you want to know, you're going to have to check the chat log. You find yourselves in the dilapidated town that at one time was base for the miners. While Mama Bear is thoroughly wringing the ear of her daughter for sneaking up and following her when she wasn't supposed to, Grimmsnarl is currently laying on the ground, pretending to be a log because he doesn't get yelled at anymore. Juggernaut is attempting to pull the gunk out of his spiked armor, which, by the way, is going to be pretty difficult to do. And Necro is trying really hard not to do horrible things to himself with his tentacles.
Really trying not to.
K-Mod slowly approaches the group from within one of the rooms.
We all turn and say, "Where the fuck were
Slowly
you?"
pulling the rope off themselves, saying, "Thanks, guys, for not helping me while I was begging you guys to unlock the door and untie me."
I didn't do anything.
Well, of course you didn't. You guys were in the middle of fighting a behemoth. Kind of hard to hear when you have a 40-plus foot tall creature trying to bear down on you. That's what I thought. Now, as the adventurers slowly begin to calm down from their situation, they notice that there's only really one way to go. And the funny thing is, it's slowly getting brighter as they look down the hallway. It leads to the very first chamber, where the first object was found. So, party leader Necro, because apparently you are the leader of the party.
What did I vote? What did I get voted?
Since the viewers voted Necro to be the party leader.
God, no.
And I've already deleted that. I already deleted that poll too. You guys didn't even notice it popped up. There was 1 vote for Juggernaut, 1 vote for Mama, and 12 votes for Necro. So Necro, you're I don't know. You're officially the party leader. So what you doing, Sunshine? What's going on? You know?
I'm gonna consult with the rest of the group and see if they want to go visit the shiny room.
All right. So
whatever our fearless leader would like to do.
Well, how about our fearless leader use what's it called? What spell was it? Detection. See if any bad guys or good guys or barriers in the shiny room. Because I'm not like stomping down the door. I've done that once. I learned the hard way not to do that.
So do I.
So it's all on you, Necro.
Yeah, I'll perform a scan to detect all.
Alright, well, this could be a bad moment. Hey, Necro, you know what I want you to do? I want you to roll a d20.
$16.
Alright, that beats my roll. Okay. So, it's difficult because for some strange reason, there's just this bright light, like 3 times brighter than what's coming down the hallway, as if something of unbelievable power either is there or was there. But you can't really sense anything other than chaos.
Chaos is never a good thing. Rather it be neutral chaos. They could be somewhat good. So, guys, shall we inch our way down the bright tunnel?
I'm just gonna see what everyone's thinking. It's up to you, boss.
Is there another path to take, or are we just down? This is the only path we take.
It's the only, well, the only other path is the way you guys just came from, and that's pretty empty.
Okay.
Didn't that person that was talking to us before he magically mysteriously disappeared say that there was an artifact in that room?
No. He stated that there was an artifact in that chamber originally.
Okay.
That was the first artifact chamber room.
Okay.
Which drove.
Oh, let's proceed on with caution.
Okay. You enter the chamber, and it is a brilliant marble color. The walls are a creamy white. They seem to be made out of some kind of unknown metal. Yet it's soft. It's pliable. Like, you can hit it, and it just reforms anything you damage. Any cracks in the wall, you hit it, and it just comes back. Like, you could chip at this for days, and it isn't going to do anything. A amongst the room, you notice a massive, and I'm talking like 30-foot in diameter pillar where something once sat. Also, strangely enough, there seems to be somebody there.
Who's there?
Down by the pillar, there appears to be a man dressed in all black with a cloak on. He doesn't seem to be responding.
Oh, hold up. The last time we introduced ourselves, a horde monster came out, and I went through his gut into his digestive tract. So I'd rather not do that again.
I know Nate came in to go up and say hi.
Bastard.
I second this as the fearless.
Okay, fine.
Diplomatically, K-Man. Diplomatically.
Leave your weapon back here.
No, I'm keeping my weapon. No.
So, K-Mod, what
So
are you doing?
I politely.
Are you approaching him?
Yes, I'm approaching him.
Okay. As you get closer, the shroud begins to move a little as if the person's noticed you. The cloak picks up his head, but it doesn't exactly... You can't see who's in there. It's just somebody just chilling. Like, watching you approach.
Greetings, traveler.
The traveler
Are
kind
you
of...
meditating?
The traveler kind of, like, shakes his head, like he's agreeing. He's saying yes. But in like a not human, like a jerking fashion, like he's not human. You know, it's like kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
Kind of weird.
Puppet with strings.
Just to tell you, K-Mod, you're the only one who can see this. You're the only one close enough to see the head jerk. So.
Yes,
Okay.
kind of decisions are up to you at this moment in time.
I see. Ah, damn. One part of me wants to haul it and stab it. The other part of me is like, I just like sit next to it and see what happens.
Which part are you gonna do?
Oof.
You're gonna stab it.
Hey, we don't know this. We don't know this.
Remember, he saved us from the Red Caps that one time.
Remember, he does have his good side every 14 or 15 episodes.
Yes.
Come on, we're talking about Mr. Hey, let's stab a bed as a girl is being drugged underneath it.
Yes, okay, I said once every 14 or so episodes. Okay, once!
Alright, fine. I proceed to say, good sir, I feel that we are not where we're supposed to be. But in the meantime, can I have a seat?
His arm kind
My
of like...
legs are weary.
His arm kind of does this, like, this loose thing where, like, slaps the ground next to him, like, 2 or 3 times. And it sounds kind of, like, hollow yet hard at the same time. Like a plastic PVC pipe, like tink tink. So far, he's not aggressive, so I mean, there's a good thing.
Have you been here long, sir?
He reaches out his hand in a kind of a slow, jerky manner and touches your shoulder. And you hear a voice within your head, like several voices all speaking at the same time, that he is resting himself, or their self rather. They are very tired and they've journeyed very far, but he is you are the first friendly thing they have run into.
Well then. Enjoy your rest, my fine companion. For we must travel on.
He nods his head again.
I bid you good well.
But before you go, he points over to a small rock and says, perhaps if you search there, you may find something more to your liking. And then he goes back to resting.
Before I search what I'm looking for, perhaps a barter? Is a generous offer to say that there is something there that I might need.
Mhm.
Is there something that I can offer you in return?
The voice says if they could accompany you for your journey for a short time, they'd be happy.
Very well then. You shall accompany us.
Very well. The strange individual very strangely gets up as if their whole body is just convulsing parts. A small blade slips out of its sleeve and it starts to follow you in a janky but quick motion as if it's not proper how it walks. It's kind of hard to describe. It's like a janky walk. Like it's like someone's playing with strings or something. It's just like
Like a puppet.
sort of like a puppet, yes.
I look to my companions and I say, friends, this is William, the wacky inflatable wiggle man.
The figure shoots it, jerks its neck towards him, then jerks back and nods the head slowly. And at this point, everyone can kind of see that it's like a puppet, kind of like it's just.
I can't tell if they're just like shocked that I'm being nice and cordial to
I
this one
don't-
entity, or they're like waiting for me to be like whacked.
Is it
No.
William that's bothering them, or is it Kmon right now? It's hard to tell.
Oh, came on. What did William tell you? Anything useful?
He unlocked the mysteries of the world. It is time. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go look at rocks.
I like how he's giving no input. Like
I
we.
know. Like, the best part is like he had to walk like 40 feet to see the guy. You guys couldn't have seen that. You don't know that he speaks telepathically. You have no idea what's going on. And he calls him William, the wacky inflatable tube arms man. Okay. As Death goes around the corner, he finds a very strange object. He finds a brand new helmet. The helmet seems to be made of some kind of chitin. But it seems very sturdy and very strong.
Stronger than his dragon scale armor?
Maybe not as strong. But he hears William say it will grant him the ability to breathe and fight underwater as if he was a creature of the sea. So perhaps it's something he can just hold on to for now.
I call forth Necro. And I say to
Hello.
Necro, I dare not touch this. Can you cast,
Identify?
I forget the word. Yeah, identify. See if there's any wards placed on it.
Okay.
Because you can pick it up and then boom, you know, monster.
Right, it could be cursed, you know?
Yeah.
Necro begins to cast Identify, and it comes up as a special underwater helmet that grants the wearer dark vision, underwater breathing, and freedom of movement while being worn. There is no curse.
Okay, man, it's up to you what you would like to do with this helmet, since William granted you the ability to get it.
I see. Now, again, on one hand, I can wear it. In the other hand, I can place it on William's head. And just, you know, blah.
William kind of pantomimes that he can't wear the helmet because he can't wear heavy armor.
Okay, man, now you're back down to two options. You either wear it, or you give it to one of us to see if we won't wear it, or you can just hold on to it.
You can just store it
Three
somewhere.
options.
I'll ask my companions if they want to wear it.
Yeah, does anyone
No, I'm gonna wear it.
All right. Now, just to let you guys know, he only has the armor. He didn't have a helmet, so he now has a helmet. He places the helmet on, and the darkest parts of the area suddenly light up as if they're being shown in a light. He also now can breathe underwater. He can feel it, as if there are gills. Of course, he feels it through each, and there are no gills, but it's just kind of one of the effects of underwater breathing. It feels like there's gills. Other than that, he feels perfectly well.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Necro, is there anything in the shadows?
Well, let's do a scan, ladies and gentlemen.
Just to stop you right there, there's nothing in the shadows because K-Mod could see if there was anything in the shadows. Just throwing it out there. You can scan if you want, but K-Mod has dark vision now. He can see into the shadows.
Gotcha.
And by the way, shadows in a room that's lit up like the 4th of July. This room is bright, guys. It's as if there's a light somewhere in the room that's constantly glowing, but there's no source of light. Like, you guys can look around the room. It's just a solid wall, but for some strange reason, you see where your shadows are. So there should be a light in the center of the room, but when you look in the center of the room, there's nothing.
Necro, do you have any questions for William? Because it sounds like I can talk to him, or you can talk to him telepathically.
He ain't gonna stab us in the back, is he?
William confers that he is a paladin of the Neptunian race, and he was honored bound never to strike someone in the spine.
Sweet. That's good. At least we're not gonna get shanked in the spine.
Other parts of the body, maybe.
Don't go for the kidney either. I'll hunt you for your own.
They will find you in the bathroom.
That face of Kashuke.
No, continue. Continue.
I don't know, that face of you.
Just continue on.
Okay.
I can't hide my face. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Chuck, do you have questions for William?
No.
Mom Bear, you got questions for Williams, the wacky wailing arm 2 guy?
Why were you down here?
William holds up his finger and repeats the K-Mod. A wonderful question. My companion and I were searching this location. There's said to be a fabled sea somewhere in the bottom of the island where fish from all around show up, and we were looking for a new place for us to gather ingredients. Apparently, William is a cook. K-Mod and Mama Bear just figured out that he's a cook.
Oh.
But he says he sat down to rest, and when he awoke, his companions were gone. He believes they're probably further ahead.
William, how long have you been resting?
William does a little chuckle and says, "Oh, longer than I probably should. I fell asleep while it was light, and when I woke up, it was still light. However, I seem to have some spider webbing on my hood."
I see.
So a few minutes.
It's been a minute.
Been a minute.
Like a day or two at least.
Trisha, do you have anything you want to talk to the strange wailing robe guy? Anything you want to ask him?
Is there a way out of this building?
He points.
Wow, you're a ventriloquist, Trisha.
Actually,
Make
sounds
me
like
mad.
K-Mod. Williams repeats, "Other than the way you've come from, the only other way out would be head."
What say you, intrepid leader? Shall we venture forward with William?
Well, did Trisha actually have a question? No.
Trisha,
Okay.
do you actually have a question?
No.
Okay. I have several, but you guys have just glaringly stepped over them. So let's continue our journey.
I mean, hang on.
There's some super important ones you're going to be asking right now that you just completely stepped over.
I'm trying to be nice.
I know, and I appreciate that.
I will ask Necro and Jug if they had questions, so.
So, you guys just start to continue. Surprisingly, even though William has this strange, jerky walk, he's actually quite quick and is able to keep up with you guys with no problem. You walk for another 10 or 15 minutes when you start to get this strange feeling. It feels like it's suddenly getting colder for some reason. as if it's an unearthly cold. The temperature has definitely dropped about 20 degrees.
Wow.
Thank God for the jazz, because it's better than the silence.
Can I do a scan to see if there's a reasoning behind?
You can.
I will.
He will. But first, hang on a second.
A roll for initiative?
No, you don't need to roll for initiative yet. I just need to make a roll. Sorry. Sorry about this. Okay. Please continue with what you were doing.
Scanning to see if I could find out where or why it became so cold.
As you begin to do your scan, you notice that there seems to be two large objects up ahead that seem to be giving off some kind of magical cash. And when you go scanning past Juggernaut, you notice something else. You may want to rescan.
Huh?
You might want to scan Jug.
I'm gonna directly look at Jug like I'm looking into the depths of his soul and do a scan.
As you scan Jug, you notice that there appears to be something very particular in this general region of his body. It looks like some string, but it's pure magic.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
All right, don't worry about it. All right, so don't worry about that. I guess. All right, I'm cool with that. Everyone else cool with that? All right, nobody worry about that.
I don't like it!
Yeah, Jug, how long have you had that string on you?
What string? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Jug, I hate to tell you, but you have
Rolling a dice.
like a ball of yarn of magic right here in your fucking chest.
Wait, what? I don't see anything.
That's magic. You can't see it.
Juggernaut feels a slight pulse in his shoulder.
Do you feel it now, Jug?
This slight pulse is the equivalent of him getting rocked by a freaking boulder because I just rolled a natural 20 on it. So Juggernaut's entire arm just kind of like shoots up into the air and goes back down.
Jug, do you think you're normal?
Well, none of us are normal.
Okay, do you think you're completely fine, Jug?
It's nothing. Just a flesh wound.
Heil, Hasselhoff. All right. So
Your arm's convulsing worse than Williams when he moves.
All right.
Williams tells Kmon he takes offense to that.
What is that? What do I
Hey. William, could you do me a favor, perchance?
Okay.
Could you remove your hood?
Williams becomes kind of nervous and tells you he can't just yet, but he will when he meets up with his friends.
In order to form a stronger bond, you could see my face. I tell him I could see your face.
Williams replies to you that if you saw his face, it would not change anything.
But not my fine friend.
All
It
right.
will.
Neko, could you roll a d20?
Okay.
Oh, what have I done?
Game on, you had to keep pushing this, huh?
Well, the dungeon master did say we walked past a few solid key questions.
A 5.
Okay, well, Williams pulls back his hood and he just appears to be a normal guy. He's a little. He looks like he hasn't slept in weeks, but he looks like a regular dude.
Wow.
Done.
So-
I raised the question why he was so unwilling to do it.
William replies that he's just got a problem with his own facial features. He doesn't like his body. That's why he stays under the hood the whole time. Kind of, he just doesn't like how he looks, basically. Just like, I have very low charisma. So, like, I don't like my own face. And he apologizes to the group and says he's sorry for it. He was born with a disease that causes his body to jerk.
Hey man, you're perfectly fine by me.
That muscle spasm.
Freaking smacks came on the face. Muscle spasm. Was that a muscle spasm? Was that for real? Muscle spasm?
You look calling A, you calling B.
I'm trying so hard to be nice.
You stabbed a little girl.
Okay, we're moving
I'm about to
forward.
repent.
We're moving forward. Perhaps you would like to clear the room for the giant things at the end of the hallway that are lowering the temperature, perhaps, that you haven't told anyone about yet?
So guys, we got some big ass like 2 monsters or something up ahead. Apparently are the ones that are changing the temperature.
You know what? I nominate Jug to go introduce himself this time.
Hey, William, wanna come join me?
Who do you ask?
Williams.
William just kind of nods gently and keeps his distance from you.
After all, he just did see Smack Jugger came on.
Be glad I did not roll damage for that. Be glad I didn't roll damage for that. Alright, so Juggernaut and William begin walking down slowly. William slowly reaches out his finger and touches Jug and is like, I have a bad feeling about this. And Jug can hear him in his head, of course.
Why do you have a bad feeling about this?
He takes a look at you and goes, out of all of your friends so far, you seem to be the only one who's sane. Now, the rest of y'all can't hear that. The rest of y'all can't hear that. He's just talking to Jug. He's like, the rest of your friends seem extremely crazy.
Well, do you know what this is? Can you see magic?
Hang on. And William see magic. I gotta check that out again. William says he can't see magic, but his eyes allow him to see in pitch black, so he could see if there's anybody trying to ambush you guys or anything.
Okay. So how many are at the end of the hallway that need to be taken care of?
William stretches out his neck a little and peers down. And comes back with, he can see one arm of something massive. And he can see the shadow of something else. He says it's about the same size, so he thinks there's only 2.
Okay. Would you mind going and get the rest of the group? I don't want to do this by myself.
Williams nods and turns, and he says to K-Mod from distance, because he's using telepathy, of course, that Juggernaut would rather everyone in the group come with, because he's not feeling up to this.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. I go introduce myself to William. Smack him in the head, and now he went with you.
No, there's a reason why.
William turns
William,
to Juggernaut, and
what?
Juggernaut said, I'm still weighing my options.
Because Necro has a certain abilities that can combine with my one ability that can take out at least one of those things.
That's
Right.
true. What say you, Mom Bear?
I say that we go along with
Mom Bear says she wants to go along with Jug. So her and Grimsnarl begin walking.
I, of course, joined as well.
Yeah, Necro, who I'm talking, okay. Trisha, you join the group?
I join.
Okay, so it's just freaking K-Mod in the back right now watching everyone walk away.
Alright, fine, I follow.
Alright, so you all group up and begin walking towards what looks like creatures. Now, could everyone... Actually, Necro, can you do me a favor? Could you roll 4 d20s and give me the numbers real quick?
Sure.
I got one. I'll roll it.
Okay, then roll one for yourself, K-Mod.
19.
Okay, so we got 14,
Okay,
a 13.
okay.
Oh, and hang on, a misroll.
So it's just like doing
And a 1.
Okay, well, Trisha can't see because she's walking behind Grimmsnarl. But as all of you make it to the end of the hall, you suddenly notice that the things that are at the end of the hall making it colder are statues. Elemental statues. And they appear to be blowing into hollow columns in front of them, as if they're attempting to cool down something.
Why would there be hollow statues down here pulling off something that would be needed to be cooled off?
Right. But they're just statues. They're not even animated statues. They're just standing there. They look like really. You know what they look like? They look like fish people. Like an eel-like body and a fish-like head, and they have pursed lips, and they're blowing frigid air into the holes. But one of the holes seems to have been caved in recently, so that's why the wind is freezing the room around you.
I thought I'd go take a little closer look at maybe what they're blowing into.
Alright. So
Would you
Necro
like
takes...
to follow Necro?
If you would like.
The tubes are blowing into a roughly 60 feet tall with a 30-foot hole in the center. One of them seems to be working fine, but the other one seems to be blocked by what appears to be some fallen debris, some rocks and some moss and everything. And that's why the room's actually colder, because apparently the wind is being blown at a block pipe.
Huh. So we can try and clear the debris out of that tube and see if it helps the situation out, and maybe see if we can figure out where the tubing leads to. Maybe it's something interesting.
Now, just to give you a suggestion here, there's only 2 characters right now who have the ability to clear that wreckage.
I'm assuming Juggernaut and K-Man.
That's right. K-Man and Juggernaut are the only ones who could reach it right now without magic, because if it's 30 feet in the air, it's huge. You know, you gotta. So who wants to take a shot?
I'll take the shot.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna move those boulders.
How do you plan to do that?
I'm gonna grab a boulder and friggin' hurl it to the one side.
Okay. Necro, roll a d20 real quick.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not a 1. Hopefully it's not a 1. Hopefully it's not a 1.
It's a 19.
Okay, well, he's 31. Alright. Juggernaut leaps up into the air and grabs onto the boulder and then basically rips it out and German suplexes the boulder into the ground. The boulder screams out in pain and dies.
Wait, a boulder is screaming out in pain?
What the hell is going on?
The wind begins to...
Wait a minute! Wait, what?
So anyway...
A boulder was alive?
Oh, great. Oh.
It was? It was alive? It ain't alive no more.
That wasn't a boulder.
I said it looked like a boulder.
Wait, elemental.
I said the statues weren't elementals.
Which means those other things could be elemental as well.
It's not elemental anymore.
Dead.
It is now dead mental. Was not expecting that. Paperwork has to be filed. The family will have to get some kind of financial Anyway, so the ice-breathing statues begin to blow into the pipes, and something falls down. A bag. No, not yet. Give it a second. It seems to be a strange brown satchel that has a strange but oddly delicious earthy scent to it.
Well, shall we open this bag? Bag of weed, bag of weed.
Yes.
Everything's better with a bag of weed.
And he
Anyway,
says yes. Who wants to open it?
I'll open it.
Roll a d20.
I got a 17.
Okay, so as you open the bag, a great big puff of green smoke hits Necro right in the face. Necro's able to hold his breath through it, and a strange creature appears out from within it. The creature has a Fabio-like figure, green hair, and an extremely long great club that also sized as a bong. Ladies and gentlemen, you just found Subliminal.
Stop!
The gin of the good stuff.
I thought that smelled like your stuff that I bought off you before.
I thought that was the same stuff I smelled earlier. Yeah.
So I asked, Club, how the fuck did you get down here? It's been a while since I've seen you back on my own realm.
Sub goes into a great level of detail explaining his fun adventure, which involves pirates, people made of rubber, flaming giants, and a stop on a merchant ship. By the way, he's a lonely merchant. Would you like to take a look at his wares? What you buying, stranger? Oh, sorry.
What you buying?
Wrong stock. There you go.
Sure. Sure. We would like to always look at our friend's wares.
Yes.
Williams looks kind of confused, scratches his head, and just kind of walks over and sits down next to Grimjaw, or Grimsnarl. Grimsnarl kind of looks at him, like puts its big old paw on his shoulder and just shakes its head. All right. Amongst his herbal supplements, he's carrying.
Yeah.
He's carrying 5 different items on him. He's carrying a patch of what appears to be a greenish herb, a patch what appears to be a reddish herb, a patch that appears to be a bluish herb, a strange cylinder with a plus on it, and a small necklace with a small crab on it that's dark blue, a seashell, dark blue.
How much is the whole stock?
Let me just take a look real quick. What you buying, stranger? For the entire stock, a grand total of only 130 gold.
And how much gold do I have?
You have roughly 2 platinum.
We'll take the lot.
Well, take the lot, Mama Bear says. She grabs frickin' Kaymon's frickin' wallet out of his hand and goes, "Take my money!"
Take my money, please.
Well, I know if you mix the blue herb with the red herb, you get something special.
He asks, would you like a special mixing kit so you can mix those herbs together?
Yeah,
But I also want to use your coin first.
And how much for those?
Free of charge.
sure, sir.
I want the family and friends discount.
Okay, So, first of all, who wants the special blue seashell necklace? Who wants to carry that? Who wants to wear that? Okay, well, Trisha's stolen it. It does nothing as of the moment. Now, Alex smiles and says, "Thank you for doing your business, stranger." Necro's pocket feels a little heavier. And Alex smiles and says, "I'm gonna go run along. I'll catch you guys later." And vanishes.
My buddy did me well.
Into a
He
green
repaid
puff of
his
smoke.
favor.
Quick, roll a d20.
Alrighty.
How many am I rolling?
Just one.
15.
All right. Unfortunately, this time you guys are a little too close and happen to gain the first level of being high. It's a little, little giggles. As he disappears, though, an orb falls to the ground.
I want to pick that orb up.
Okay. Roll a d20.
I would have scanned it first.
I got 20.
Oh, shit.
Nice. Nice.
Necro picks up the orb, and suddenly it begins to glow a blackish blue flash. Next thing you know, Necro suddenly feels a lot lighter on his feet. Necro's movement speed has been increased by 10 feet, and he can now move silently without having to crouch down.
I'm fast as fucking blast off, motherfuckers!
Alex has said that he will return later on, so prepare for more zany antics from our favorite little djinn of the special stuff. Also, Necro has something in his pocket. He hasn't told anyone yet, but he has something in his pocket.
After victory later, don't worry, guys.
Williams just shakes his head and gets up, brushes himself off, and says, "Shall we continue?"
Now, what I need to find is papyrus. I'm gonna do something.
Okay, you know what? Fine. You'll find papyrus. Anyway, with the problem solved in the most violent way possible. There goes another fight. Your team continues down the hallway. The further you get away from
Stumbles down the hallway, more likely.
well, stumbles and bumbles, you know. You take that first hit of the good stuff, you know what that feeling is. That's what you guys are feeling right now. Not quite high so you can't see things, like you could still function, but like you're feeling good.
Feel good.
As the moment you all have damage reduction too. So when you take damage, you automatically take 2 less at the moment. All right, you continue down the hallway, and you hear that wonderful giggling sound again.
Oh no, not this bitch.
Not her again.
No, why?
Each time we see her, I say, stab her. No. Fine.
She appears to be talking to somebody. You can hear voices down. You can hear voices. One side is a giggly little group. The other side is an exceptionally angry group.
Alright. Necro, I say crouch and try to close the distance and listen on to the conversation or do a scan.
Are you saying Necro should use stealth?
I mean, he is quiet.
I don't even need to crouch, motherfucker.
Don't remember what happened last time?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
I'm saying, listen, don't announce that you're there. Just listen.
I will.
Cat calling the freaking kettle calling the freaking pot black again. Anyways, so Necro, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna move, not crouch, because I don't need to crouch anymore.
You may want to transform into your cat armor again, just to be on the safe side.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Necro's actually able to get pretty close this time, thanks to his new stealth skills. And is able to see the little girl currently floating in midair. and a group of cultists below her yelling at her. She giggles and says, "It's already too late. The champions have already been found." You don't understand. My champion has been found. Excite's champion has been found. Murica's champion has been found. And Daedalus' champion have been found. All we need is the conversion, and everything will be smiles. The cultists on the other ground are calling her a false prophet, telling her that she's making a mistake. The mask controls her. And she giggles and says, "It's not the mask that controls me. It's Daedalus who controls me. I am his puppet. And I'm so happy to be his puppet. Would you like to be his puppet?" She holds out her hand, and a few masks appear in her hand. And the cultists, they take a step back. One of the cultists draws a blade and swings it, and one of the masks gets cut in half from the distance, just shatters. She pulls back her hand. "Oh, I feel I've made someone angry. Well, my champion grows near, so I must set up the next challenge for him. You gentlemen have a good day." She then seems like as if she's being enveloped by hands. Disappears. The cultists are left stunned. We can't allow her champion to ascend. Which one of them was her champion? They begin to argue and start talking about perhaps we should just kill them all. No, we should speak with them. If we find out who her champion is, we could stop all this. What if her champion's that really big, scary guy with spiked armor? She's into cute things. She'd never pick someone like that. They continue to have the discussion, paying no attention to Necro being 30 feet away.
So I guess I will sneak back and I'll quick tell William to follow me. This way I have a communication line without getting my friends close to be detected. So
William states that it's very difficult for him to be stealthy, but he will try. Necro, I need you to roll a d20.
Oh, boy.
18.
Okay, he rolled high. Even with him creaking and crawling, he finds his ability to step on moss to keep himself kind of quiet. When they return to the location, the cultists are all but gone, except for one. He seems to be staring up the walkway, waiting for someone to show up. You can see a sword at his hilt, so you're most likely believing that this is the one who is able to shatter the mask from about 30 feet away with a sword without touching it.
Well, I have William relay everything I know back to TMOG and the rest of the group.
Okay, so you guys are all caught up on the fact that she's looking for a champion. And there are a bunch of names being thrown around there that seem to be names of unknown beings, but says their champions have already been chosen.
Yeah.
Is that a...
That's a basil.
That's basil.
Basil.
I got lonely.
It's okay, man. You can chill out here.
Okay. And over there puffing like a dragon.
Yes.
I should have made him a dragon instead of a frickin'...
I may be a damn girl.
I should have
Shut
made him a
up.
dragon instead of a tentacle. I should have done it.
I'd like to actually speak with the cultist.
Okay, Jug wants to speak to the cultist. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm willing to second that motion.
I
Okay,
heard that motion.
okay, everyone's saying. Now, do you want Jug just to walk down, or do you all want to come up like a freaking vice squad behind him? You know, just like muscle up, freaking grin snarl sitting there. She got a
I'd
spell
say
in
the way it should go is once Jug and the rest of the
I'd like to go in by myself, but have everyone just watching, make sure he doesn't try to pull the sword on me.
Okay, so kind of like an ambush. They're all, everyone else is waiting.
Okay.
Jug approaches and the cultist looks at him. You can't tell what he's feeling because you can see the mask still over his face. But he kind of looks. And he looks at you and goes, I sense your other companions are near. As of this current moment, I mean you no harm.
Neither do I.
Well, allow me to reconstitute this conversation as of this moment. Should you truly turn out to be a threat, I will deal with you now.
What threat do you speak of?
He says, the masked child. She seeks a champion. You don't need to know any more than that, other than, are you her champion?
She has taken a liking to me, but I am not sure who her champion or what her champion could be.
He looks at you and kind of cocks his head to the side. Has she ever spoken of you being her champion before?
She has never really mentioned me being a champion of hers.
You can feel a bit of irritation in his voice. But he calms himself down after a second. What do you know of this masked child?
The only real things that I know about this masked child is me and my compatriots. We found her in a house by where the church was.
He looks around really quickly and clutches his chest. And then looks at you and says, continue.
My one compatriot, she was being pulled under a bed and he stabbed the bed.
He would stab a child under a bed? What kind of monster is your compatriot?
I'd step by the shadows.
No, stay in the
That's
shadows.
too late! It happened! It happened! So your compatriots are amongst the shadows. Is this an ambush?
Yeah,
Are you truly the champion of Daedalus? He gets very defensive and draws his blade.
Yeah, imagine you screwed everything up.
I didn't. I just announced myself. That's all.
I am afraid to get too close.
We mean you no harm. We mean you no harm.
Yet you would try to stab a child? I doubt that.
If you can forgive him for a second.
Forgive a man who tried to kill a child?
Offer him a large tankard of beer.
Large tankard of beer. Ah.
She had gone into the church. We went in, and there she was on this altar.
Ah, I
And
see.
this-
And you were able to snag her from the altar and escape.
She left when we were in battle with a creature that was about 90 feet tall.
He grabs his chest. You're lying to me.
What have I said that I am lying about?
I have the ability to tell when someone tells a truth or a lie. Was she truly already left by the time the creature showed up? Or had she been taken by the mask while you sat around and did nothing?
We were fighting. You can ask any of my other compatriots.
Including the one that attempted to skewer her.
Yes.
Juggernaut, just to throw it down, you're not making this any better for yourself. The hole is being dug. It's getting deeper.
Ooh, all right.
Throwing it out there. It's getting deeper. It's getting deeper.
You
Back
do
for
not-
help?
You do not believe what we are saying, then why should I believe what you are saying?
just to stop for a second, you guys do realize that while y'all were complaining and scanning and everything, she did get hit by the mask. And then the monster showed up. Y'all remember that, right?
She didn't have a mask on when we were in the building before K-Man stabbed and she went bye-bye.
So, Juggernaut, you are kind of telling a lie. You are kind of telling the half-truth.
I don't remember most of the stuff, okay?
Maybe you should watch our videos. Anyway.
Oh boy.
He reaches in.
Nick, would you like to take over on this?
Sure. So yes, when we did meet her in the house, she was maskless. Sorry, my companion, you forgot about this. After
I have had problems. I want to check in.
He took
Anyway.
a step back from Juggernaut.
But once she was taken to the church, I believe she was still maskless when we first met her at the church. But like while approaching, then she did get the mask attached to her before I believe they were actually 30-foot.
It was big. It was big.
Okay, maybe.
None of you saw how big it was. It was
Okay.
just invisible.
But all I know is the creature. After she got the mask put on, my companion here that likes to stab people under beds.
Quite a problem.
What's missing the fact that there was a monster under the bed that dragged her? I was trying to stop that.
Running gag here, running gag.
But he then threw the spear at the big ass motherfucking creature, as I like to put it, who we call Lefty now, because he took off his right arm.
The cultist holds up his hand and says, "I have heard far weirder stories than this, but even this feels a little too much." He reaches into his shirt and is able to pull out a small keychain. Has a red shell on it. This shell ignites every time someone lies to me. And after running into your group, I'm 100% sure I don't want to hear anything else from you guys because I do not wish to be harmed anymore. So I'm only going to ask one question. And he looks at Juggernaut. Are you or are you not the chosen of Daedalus?
I am not sure.
No, the answer's no.
At this moment, that little wonderful fiber in his arm shoots his arm up again.
Oh yeah, how about that?
The cultist nods, begins speaking in Runic, and disappears. Nego can scan. There's nothing around.
I think it's safe to say you guys made that cultist very uncomfortable.
He's probably got third-degree burns on his chest right now.
I believe you're right.
I'm sorry, okay?
But hey, at least the burning stopped once I started talking.
No, it stopped because he didn't want to hear anything else.
Wait a minute,
What?
guys.
Yes.
One of those items that we bought.
Yeah.
Think about this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Trisha, he had a red shell, you have a blue shell.
Yeah.
His red shell had a bit of a crack in it from probably being constantly burned by certain people's memories filling them.
I hate my memory.
Hey, listen, he dropped on his head more than probably all of us combined.
I will challenge that one. But anyways, so you're left in this area. The area is moss covered. There seems to be some kind of brickwork, but it seems like it's been years since anyone's done anything with it. There's a room to your right that seems to have the door just fallen off of it. And the path seems to just continue ahead.
I mean, I kind of would like to investigate the door that's falling off of it.
Okay.
Alright. Neko, what are you going to do? You going to walk up to it? You going to take a peek in? You going to scan? What you going to do?
yeah, take a peek in and then scan. That way I can, like, premise the area, not just scan through the door and maybe get blocked by something.
Okay. Well, as Necro goes to scan the room, he notices that directly near the entrance there seems to be a trap laid out. Also in the room there appears to be a corpse. Or rather, it looks like some clothing. A similar robe to that which Williams is wearing.
So does anybody have the ability to disarm traps?
The closest you have to someone who can disarm traps is Juggernaut by walking into them. And the reason for that, well, the reason for it, Juggernaut, is you have this. You have a skill called Uncanny Dodge, which allows you to either completely dodge damage or only take half damage from traps and such like that. So technically, other than him trying to trigger the trap, which you don't even know what kind of trap it is, you'd probably be the best bet. Just throwing it out there. Like, none of you chose a class that has the ability to disarm traps.
Everyone move away from me.
Everyone move away from Jared.
I'm gonna throw this trap.
Okay. Juggernaut takes a step in. He steps down on the trap, and some barbed hooks shoot from the walls. Unfortunately, the hit didn't roll well enough, so they kind of just like tingling off his armor. Juggernaut's Uncanny Dodge kind of made him push his body in a way so like the thicker armor would take the hit from the chains, and they kind of just like fling off you. Williams walks up and asks Juggernaut, "Are you okay?"
I'll live.
And then he sees the robe and he runs in. And he picks up the robe, and the robe is empty. There's nothing in it. He starts to, shake like he's crying.
I asked William if this was one of his compatriots.
And he says, yes, this compatriot was the healer of the group.
Oh.
He holds his hand over the robe, and a glow comes from his hand. Like this. And he just shakes his head and says, there's some kind of toxin. I haven't seen this toxin before. He waits for a second and says, if this toxin were to befall my other companions, it may be too late for me to rescue them. He stands up and begins speaking. Well, at least in Juggernaut and frickin' Necro and he's talking to everybody. He's speaking in some kind of tongue that no one understands. After a few
Even
seconds,
not me or Mama Bear?
what?
That's odd. So not even me or Mama Bear can
No, you guys
understand
can. Everyone
him?
here. Everyone in here. He gave you all the touch. He folds the robe up, places it to his forehead, and places it back down on the ground. He stands back up and turns and says, I've taken too much of your time. We shall continue down our journey.
You are more than welcome to keep on traveling with us, especially if, the unforeseen could be this. I mean, even after, if we don't find your other ones until the end, you are more than well enough to accompany us.
He looks at Necro.
He looks
at Necro for a second and says, you are an odd individual, and your group frightens me to no end. But I'm thankful that you call me friend, because I would hate to see what you would do if I were your enemy.
No. Hey, now, just like a day ago, I was being smacked by my own tentacles, so I get this.
So anyway, you guys step out. Williams turns around and bows for a few seconds towards the door, turns, and he's ready to go.
Okay. Well, there's only one way to go, guys. Onward!
Okay, puppet leader, follow your lead.
Let's do it quietly.
And onward.
Mama Bear says onward and onward.
Yeah.
Okay, onward and onward. So, as you continue, Juggernaut's hand reaches up and smacks him in the face, by the way. He takes 1d4 points of damage.
Damn, Joe. Gotta quit smacking yourself.
Which he'll heal in about 3 rounds, so it doesn't matter.
Thing is, song is the travel song.
I asked a question to my companions. It feels like news travels fast. It feels like every freaking person on this island knows that I stabbed the bed.
Well, just to be honest with you, Juggernaut's
They missed the
opening,
part where the
Juggernaut's
monsters
opening
in the
line,
bed.
Juggernaut's opening line to this individual was, you attempted to stab the child. Juggernaut said that. It's not
Hey.
everyone knows about it. It's that
We
Juggernaut
found the girl, and then, we
stabbed
stabbed it, and then came in and tried to stab the bed that she was being trucked under.
The other members are in the chat right now. Yeah, I mean not all of us. I know Jug's in the chat and everything. Anyway, as you continue to go down, you notice that you are getting deeper into the earth. The path continues to wind down. Necro, will you just roll a D20 real quick?
You got 18.
Okay. As you turn the corner, you realize that you have actually gone in a 180. You're now heading back towards the artifact room. Necro recognizes one of the pipes from the cooling and does notice that the room seems to be getting a little warmer.
Oh. So.
Would you like to continue, or do you want to stop for a spell? You want to look around? What do you want to do?
And look around, see if there was a way we missed, because, well, I mean, there's no need to go back where we came from.
You could do either one, Alex. Either one. Okay. As you scan, you notice that there are 2 ways to go. One, however, is very odd. One seems to be a bunch of indentations in the wall that seem to be for climbing that lead to an upper area. The other way to go is to continue going straight. And you can hear the sounds of what appears to be running water.
So, ladies and gentlemen, which way would you rather go? Climbing or possibly waterfalling?
What does our fearless leader say? Oh, fearless leader.
The fearless leader is asking the other motherfuckers that are part of this group to make a decision as well.
I actually want to try climbing.
I propose we do what the fearless leader wants to do.
The fearless leader then hopes that your arm smacks you again.
So, what does Mama Bear say?
Not this time.
Mama Bear.
Let's get to climbing.
Oh.
Trisha?
Climb.
All right. Well, climbing
Yeah.
is. So who wants to start climbing up first?
Okay, man, initiate this, so we'll have him do it.
Alright.
All right. Well,
How tall is it to climb up?
it's like a 40-foot climb up. It's pretty tall, pretty high up.
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't you launch K-Man up there like a Scud missile. No. Bad Juggernaut.
That's cheating.
Oh.
He said climb.
Cheating.
Climbing.
Okay,
What
so
would
here
that be anyway?
Do I need to roll a d20?
No.
You know what, Sub? That sounds like a wonderful plan.
Oh, jeez.
So who's climbing up first?
I initiated, so I'll go first.
All right. Roll a d20.
Alrighty.
You gotta get
Oh boy.
Okay, man, you got it?
18.
Man, you have loaded dice. He's getting 18s, 19s, and 20s. All right. You only needed to roll a 5 or higher to climb this, by the way. Just give you guys a heads up. Y'all don't have to sound like got super dice. So K-Man just propels himself up there, basically, kind of grabbing onto the rings and kind of throwing himself up like he's doing like pull-up training. At the top, as the rest of you are climbing up, you notice a set of doors. They're emerald in color, and they seem to have shells on them, including one that looked like it was a lock at one time, but seems to have been shattered ever since.
Do these locks have any colors to them?
The lock has been shattered. It was green, but the walls are made of pure emerald. The door is made of pure emerald. It depicts 2 titanic sea beasts going at it.
Oh, yeah, kind of little.
Everyone's up there but Grimmsnarl.
Okay.
But Grimmsnarl can't climb. So he's kind of just
How's
chilling out there.
Grimmsnarl getting up there?
What?
Does Mom Bear have grappling bows to get him up? No.
Grimmsnarl's just going to chill back for a little while because Grimmsnarl doesn't want to climb. Like I said, if you want to know what Grimmsnarl's personality is, imagine Scooby-Doo. That's Grimmsnarl.
Ah, okay.
They have a nice little personality trait, you know.
Fuck this shit, I'm out, but I'll take the credit at the end.
Yeah.
Oh! If he's like Snoopy, he can sit on top of his roof of his doghouse and turn top of a camel.
Scooby!
On an airplane. Yeah. Snoopy, yeah.
Scooby!
Scooby! I thought you were saying Snoopy. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Snoopy Dooby Doo. Anyways, so you're all at the top. You're all staring at this big door. It's like 10-foot size. It looks like it's gonna be heavy to push open, but like it's already got the lock busted, so like you don't have to worry about breaking the lock. Something with some incredible strength hit that lock though.
Am I able to detect through the door?
Yeah, you could, yes.
Yeah, I will perform a scan for everything.
Nothing shows up.
I don't like when nothing shows up.
You probably shouldn't.
So God, nothing shows up on my scan.
That's not good.
Other than it's over 9,000. No. Throwing out a Dragon Ball Z reference.
I know. If you want, I can make that happen.
No.
I had to message you. I'm sorry. When you said about the emerald doors, I had to message you that.
All right, that's fine. So, what's going on, gang? You're staring at a door.
Can I try to open it?
You
Throw
can
a
try.
rock at it.
No, that's what Death Guys. That's what Jared would do. Okay. You're able to push the door, and it seems to be for its weight, because it's got some weight behind it. But for its weight, it actually swings quite easily open. You walk into what appears to be a massive chapel-like room. The walls are stained in images of sea creatures, coral, waves. The room seems to be very peaceful, almost calming. At the end, you can make out, because there's lights along the walls, you can make out what appears to be some kind of strange L-bend shape. But you can't make out much more than that.
Huh. L-bent shape. Anybody want to go towards it?
Let's investigate further.
Mother has agreed to go first.
Okay.
Alright.
Mom Bear slowly makes it towards the L shape, and as she gets closer to it, she realizes that it appears to be broken. There seems to be some cracks in it, as if there was more to it at one time. other than that, she can't hear or see anything. And remember, she's elvish, so she's got very good vision and very good sense of hearing.
Which is not what I have in real life.
Which is the complete opposite of her in real life, but still. Okay, guys, she just basically calls back to you guys and says it's broken, but it's not made of anything I've ever seen before. I don't know what this could be.
And it's attached to the wall?
What?
And it's attached to the wall, right?
Yes.
No.
No?
Mommer takes a second look at it to realize that it's kind of just hovering there in midair. No strings, it's just floating there.
Ah. Anybody dare to touch it? I'm tempted to.
Anybody?
No, I'm already here.
Okay. How do you want to toss it? Where are you gonna toss it at?
Right in the center of the crack.
She fingers the crack.
Ewy.
What is that?
Ah.
I'm kidding.
Some guys are into that.
She presses it, and even as hard as she pushes, she can't push it. It's like it's fighting back against her. It's just sitting there.
I asked Doug if he would like to try and grab it. Because with him and his high strength, he may have the possibility to.
How do I know my one arm isn't gonna give out on me because it's gonna have a mind of its own?
I don't
The
know,
arm,
man.
your arm lifts up, taps you on the shoulder, and does like one of those "let's just get this over with" kind of things.
All right, let's do it.
He keeps getting these high rolls, and it's upsetting me. I want some damn low rolls so I can do something to him. Anyway, so where do you want to grab it at?
I say we grab it at the bed.
So in the center.
Yeah.
Juggernaut pulls with all his power, and it doesn't budge. It just sits there, which is very confusing to Juggernaut, who can usually pick up a golf ball and put it through a small castle.
Intriguing. Well, I guess this thing ain't gonna leave where it is. Whatever it is. Anybody else got any ideas?
We can throw a pebble at it. Or a rock.
Okay, K-Man, where are you gonna throw the rock?
Yeah. At the hub up where it's floating.
At the hump where it's floating? It's just floating. I mean, there is no hump.
No, where it's floating, just in its general direction.
Okay. All right. You throw the rock, it hits the hump, and just tinks off of it. Nothing happens.
What say you, intrepid leader? What do you want to do?
I mean,
Why do I feel like magnets are involved?
Why do I feel like you guys are just not getting it? Williams walks past all of you and walks up to it, and with one hand reaches out to the end, to one of the ends, and pushes it, and it slowly begins to turn, and then stops.
Oh.
Maybe you should try turning it or something. You know, instead of grabbing it, pushing it, hitting it with stuff. You know, try to turn it.
thank God we have William.
Thank God.
I reached out and touched it.
Yeah, you touched the crack, which is right in the bend. You touched it in the bend, and then Juggernaut grabbed it and tried to pull it in the bend, and then K-Mod threw it at the bend. So you guys all hit the same spot.
Instead of a different spot.
And then Williams just went poke, and it kind of just turned a little, you know.
And what does that do once William does that?
It glows for a second, and then as soon as it stops moving, it stops glowing.
Juggernaut!
Yes.
You know that song, You Spin Me Right Around, baby? I want you to grab the end of the band, start spinning that motherfucker. if you would agree to it.
All right, Arm, what do you say? Should we get it over with?
Yeah.
The arm kind of just like,
All right, let's do this. How fast do we need to spin this thing?
suggestions.
Like, should I go full force and spin this?
I go half. I go half.
Mock Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
So all the way, huh?
Everyone wants to see Juggernaut just hurl this thing. Oh, this is
I
gonna
said
go.
half. I said half.
Okay, half.
Well, half of infinity is infinity.
Like half.
You do realize that right now,
A normal spin.
right
Get
now,
the gears moving.
with Juggernaut stats, his strength is 34. You know what else has 34 in strength? Mature red dragons. Alright?
Alright. I'll
When
spin it.
Juggernaut
I'll spin it.
spins, this thing's gonna spin like a top. Maybe.
Alright, I'll spin it. I'll spin it.
Okay.
I'll
Thank
attempt
you.
to.
Yeah, cannons are spinner.
Yes.
Spin that motherfucker.
Okay. It begins to spin faster and faster after TMOG gives it a nice little shove. As it begins to spin, the door behind you slowly forms together, as if it's made of water. You also begin to hear drums playing, slow drums. And then you start to hear what hears like rowing in the water. Roll for initiative.
Initiative. So how many times am I rolling? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Game on, you're rolling your own.
Yep. And I got 14.
Okay, 14.
Okay, we got a 12 for the first roll,
Okay.
a 20 for the second.
Well, shite. Hi, Jug.
Hi.
Hang on, gotta find the dice that went chaotic. Another 20.
Come on, man. You're going right after Jug.
And a 14.
Okay, so you are all relatively fast. You're definitely faster than what's about to show up. So, the walls begin to shudder. And suddenly, big, massive, black clawed hands pull themselves out. What comes forth in your imagination is something of just, it doesn't make sense to you. The creature figuratively makes your heads hurt to look at them. They are bizarre. They are beyond description. They are fish-like, yet not fish-like. Eel-like, yet not eel-like. Massive shrouds of constantly changing, shimmering slime, but they look like they're solidly built at the same time. Just to get you guys a heads up, you're going to have a -2 on all rolls during this fight.
Okay.
4 of them come out of the walls. A 5th one pulls itself from the ceiling and is currently standing on the ceiling upside down. Juggernaut, you're in a room.
Yes.
There are 4 columns, plenty of pews, and you're out of bubblegum. Your move. Your move, holy man.
Holy man. Throw a rock at it.
Be careful what you wish
I
for.
want to throw cocaine at it. No, I won't throw cocaine at it.
You do? But so far, nothing's happened, and you're the second slowest. So it's
You're in my position to through.
Well, there are a bunch of pews made of what appears to be sea stone that you could hurl if you feel like it. You could go pew pew.
So, I got a quick question. How close are the 4 in proximity to each other?
To each other, they're actually pretty close. There's 2 standing next to each other to the right, 2 standing next to each other to the left, and dead center in the middle of the room, there's 1 on the ceiling, yeah. And he's still just hanging out there, just like, oh, you know, it's not his turn yet. Currently, it's Jug's turn, so what's Jug gonna do?
Has anyone ever seen the movie Hercules?
Yes.
Can I grab a pillar in one hand and a pillar in the next and
If you
use
want to
them
bring,
as a
if you want to
drumstick?
bring the room down, I guess you could. The pillars are the supports to the room, so if you want to rip the room down on top of yourself, I can roll for death.
Yeah, let's not go for our death here.
You want to grab one of those
Yeah.
pillars? I'm sure you'll stay up with one
No.
pillar removed. It's a baseball bat.
No, I'd like to pick up one of the pillars so and use it as a baseball bat.
You mean one of the pews?
Yeah.
Okay. Juggernaut picks up a large sea stone pew. Now, you aiming for the guys on the left, the guys on the right, or are you going to try and throw it at the guy on the ceiling?
I'm gonna try and throw it at the guy on the ceiling.
Okay, so let me roll that dice. Necro, if you could roll a d12 if you have one.
Oh, of course.
I'm gonna throw that thing like it's a javelin.
Badass.
Okay, D12.
D12. That would be a 12-sided dice. 8?
8.
All right. Juggernaut cocks back his arm and just freaking shuttle puts that thing into him. It hits the creature dead on in the chest, dealing 35 damage. But the creature then disappears into the ceiling as if it's made of water, just a splash. Strangely, the splash comes down and then goes back up to the ceiling.
Ah.
Mother! You crossbow wielding nutcase with multiple personality disorder. It's your turn.
I load my poison arrows.
Okay, she's loading her poisoned arrows. Okay. Now you can shoot up to 3 of them this round. What are you gonna aim at?
I'm gonna aim at the ones on the left.
And just fire 3. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. Mom Bear takes her crossbow, loads it full of the darts that she had poisoned earlier. Fires. 1, 2, 3. Alright. She hits the first one with 2 of them, dealing 6 damage and infecting them with the poison of nausea. She hits the one behind it for 5 more damage and inflicts it with the poison of nausea. The first creature she hit roars, grounds its hands to the ground, and sinks into the floor. Roll a d20, Necro.
Okay. 7.
Okay. Suddenly, Mama Bear gets grabbed from under the floor and gets pulled into the water. Not enough to submerge her, but enough to deal 7 damage, and she's now bleeding. This thing pulled her in and scratched her. She feels like she's swimming in a solid state. It's a weird feeling to explain. The second one also dives into the water. Necker, how's that D20 feeling today?
We'll find out in a moment here. Oh, 16!
Okay. Mom Bear feels the creature brush by, but it misses her. Alright. Necro! You're next.
Yeah? Oh, okay. So, Kyle, I kind of forgot where I'm at with levels of spells. Am I on 3 or 2 still?
You're on 3 spells, buddy.
Okay.
3. You have level 3 spells.
So, how many are still next
Visible?
to each other?
2 are still visible. The 2 that are right next to each other, they're on your left-hand side.
Okay. So, I'm going to use a spell that's called Grim Reaper's Scythe.
Okay. And that does what?
So, you summon a giant scythe with a bloody blade. It deals, the spell's damage is within 20-foot cone-shaped burst.
Okay, so they're definitely within range.
You must touch attack first opponent to see if they're hit or not.
Okay.
the scythe hits, it does 1d6 slash level.
So for you, it would be 8d6.
Okay. With a max of 10d6, so I'm almost right at the cusp.
Right.
Negative energy damage. It says in parentheses will have.
Okay, well, just to tell you right now, they don't dodge it. I rolled both their armor classes, they don't dodge it. That thing hits. It deals 56 points of necrotic damage to both of them, and they scream out in pain.
I like that. I like that.
I need you to roll a d20.
Okay. I got 20.
Well, from the ceiling, the one that was attempting to dive down at full speed at Juggernaut with a mouthful of razor-sharp teeth slams into the ground next to Juggernaut, missing him completely. Must have something in its eyes or something. It just foo-bars itself into the ground, taking 20 more points of damage. Like it just like lawn darts itself into the wall, right into the ground next to him. It's just like poof. He's got that lucky fingers right there. Okay, so K-Man, it's your turn.
Don't forget about your helmet, K-Man.
Yes, yes.
He's wearing it.
So Mom Bear's suspended, right? But she feels like she's swimming or something, right?
Yours gives you freedom of movement in the water, so you'd be able to act like you were regular in water. You could swim and everything like that. It also lets you hold your breath and see in the dark.
Am I able to dive into the water?
I guess in theory you could dive where Mama Bear is. Mama Bear is currently splashing in the water, so yeah, theoretically.
Because if they dive into the water, I can dive into the water because I can breathe in the water.
That is correct, as long as you dove where there's water. So yes, since you're right next to Mama Bear, I guess you could dive into the water next to Mama Bear.
I dive into the water, try to get Mama Bear out.
Okay. That's a simple roll. Roll a d12, Necro.
D12, okay. Three.
Okay. So K-Man's able to jump into the water, grab Mama Bear, and help boost her out of the water real quick. Mama Bear isn't in the water anymore. She's still bleeding, though. Now, Necro, scary thing. Roll a d20 real quick.
Oh, God. 13.
As K-Man lets Mama Bear out of the water, he's able to see something. It's massive. He can't even describe in his head how big it is. It's miles in size. It looks back at him with 8 glowing eyes, and he feels fear.
Uh-oh.
It's so big. It's so big to describe it. It's not putting anything to truth. 8 glowing purple eyes are currently staring at K-Man. So K-Man, what's your option? This thing's, by the way, it's so big you can't even tell how close it is. It's that big.
I attempt to get out of the water.
Okay, roll that d20 again.
Oh, sorry.
I'm glad a round in this game is 6 seconds, because you can imagine that's how many rounds it goes. It's just 6 seconds per round, you know.
It's a 16.
Oh no! Friggin' K-Man throws himself out of the fucking water. Just hurls himself out. But he can't get the image of the thing out of his head. Alright, Trisha! It's your turn! You have a really big mace to smack people with, and you have some spells.
Do I have a healing spell?
Yes, you do. You have Cure Light and Cure Moderate Wounds.
I would use my Cure Mighty
roll dice. Okay, so not only does she heal her for 3d8, which is, by the way, all the damage she just took, but she also stops the bleeding.
Nice.
It's William's turn now.
Yay, William!
Williams holds his hand in the air, and you start to hear clicking sounds. Out of the ground underneath the two that are standing next to each other, two massive crab claws burst out of the ground and grab onto the two. They take 3d8 points of damage, and they're held in place. They can't move.
We got something fighting with us or against us?
He just cast hold monsters on them except to damage them.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we go back to Juggernaut again, who's kind of just like stretching out after just beating that thing with a pillar and watching it lawn dart itself next to him.
How close am I to Necro?
Necro is currently on the other side of the monster that lawn darted itself into you. Like, it landed right between you guys.
Oh, pretty close.
So you can reach over and grab him. You can grab him if you wanted to.
Necro, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh no!
I kinda am.
I believe we're thinking the same thing.
I think Juggernaut's gonna be throwing my ass while I'm mega punching somebody.
The monsters have fought. One of them lawn darted themselves into the ground next to Juggernaut. And Williams was able to cast a spell that's holding two of the monsters in place by massive crab claws. So they're doing pretty well for the moment.
Necro, do you believe you can fly?
Oh, I know I can fly with your hands, buddy.
Alright.
Okay. So I'm guessing Juggernaut reaches over and grabs Necro. And probably just freaking cocks back and launches them towards the two that are being held by the pincers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Necro, roll a d20.
It was a 15.
Alright, so Juggernaut cocks back, launches Necro. Necro makes about halfway before the two that were hiding underneath the water reach out of the water and grab Necro in midair.
Damn.
And rip him into the water with them.
Sorry.
Necro is now pinned underwater by these two things. Hi there! Things have suddenly changed! You guys went from doing amazing to, well, one's down under the water. The Sonic music starts kicking. Dun, 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 dun. Alex goes, I think Necro needs a dice can for how lucky he's been so far.
Hey, I just rolled the dice, man.
Anyway, so, Mama there, 3 bolts in the crossbow, your friend's underwater drowning, you're fully healed by your daughter, and two of them are being held by pincers, and one of them has now lawn darted himself in the dirt. What do you do? Right now, you're in good standings. You're in good condition. Trisha has healed you. She has healed the wound. You're at full health.
Technically, I'm the only one in bad condition.
Well, I mean, you could take the gun. You take your crossbow and open fire at the guys that are stuck to the crab claws if you want. Apparently, the blue shell necklace has begun glowing. Good thing Trisha's not here, though. What are you gonna do, Mother? You could also cast a few spells if you feel like it. Alright, so... Well, amongst your 2 most powerful spells, you have Fireball, and you have Chained Lightning. And seeing as these creatures are currently an aquatic species, pretty sure chain lightning is going to do something to them. Would I suggest using chain lightning? I'd suggest using chain lightning. Okay, so, hang on, I got to do something real quick. Let's change this to D12s. And I need to make it, it's got to be 9D12s. Okay, so Mama Bear, of course, shucks back her hands that begin glowing. She takes a look at the two that are currently being held by the crab claws and launches these massive blue bolts at the creatures. The first creature takes 43 additional points of damage. The one next to it takes 36. The two that are currently underwater holding Necro take 28 each. Necro, unfortunately, takes 12. Oh! The two that who are above the water also take an additional 62 points of damage. Oh, good. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for letting me know that, Krabs. I'll let that one be known. The two that are underwater take an additional 96 points of damage. Necro takes an additional 38 points of damage.
No! Can I try to jump back into the water and get him?
It's not your turn yet.
You can wait. His turn is next. His turn is next. So currently, 4 out of the 5 of them are dead. Necro, do me a favor and roll yourself a d20. Okay. I'll make sure I film that.
It's 17.
Them rolls. Necro can see 8 glowing orbs in the distance, but can't quite make out what they are. K-Mod, your move, buddy.
Ooh. Even though I'm terrified from the glowing eyes or orbs I saw before,
Yeah.
I jump in the water and try to get Necro.
Okay, Necro, roll that d20 footage.
Okay.
God damn it.
18.
What is he swimming in? A kiddie pool? These rolls suck. Okay, so he freaking swan dives in there, grabs a hold of Necro, and with all his strength launches both Necro and him out of the water. He slams Necro into the ground, does a quadruple backflip, and lands on his feet. Ta-da! And the 2 crab claws reach out of the water and give him 10s. Deathgasm, you haven't attacked yet. The only thing that's currently left standing is the poor long-darted monster that everyone keeps ignoring.
I thought he was dead.
No, he's not. He's still alive.
Oh.
Kill it.
I kept hinting at it was still alive.
Oh, it's your turn, K-Mon.
Oh, sorry.
I just
Still.
killed the 2 that were
You killed
hanging
4.
on the wall.
You killed 4.
Oh,
That's almost me.
And almost killed Necro in the process too. Necro has like 26 health left. Like, you almost killed him too.
Sorry.
I turn and face the
I'm
long guarded.
this one. I'm gonna be healing soon.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? You turn
So
to face.
I face the lawn darted opponent with all the fury and anger in my body. I do a flying lunge attack and impale my spear,
Okay.
which is going to be bloop, 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 a 19.
Damn. He cams on both of them. But the poor thing can't move, and you not only shish kebab him, but basically sashimi him at the same time. He takes 27 points of damage and just dies. So as you begin to celebrate, the ground begins to fluctuate. The whole thing starts to become like a...
I knew this wasn't the end of it.
Oh no, this is just the beginning. The ground itself begins to bobble and weave. And then you hear that wonderful sound again, the giggling sound.
K-Man killer.
But you don't see her, you just hear her voice. You're so close, she says.
Is this our champion?
You're right there. Go on. Go into the water, Juggernaut. Fulfill your destiny.
What?
No way, bitch.
But we're waiting for you. We
No
can become
freaking
one.
way.
Daedalus says as if you do that, he'll let you take my mask off.
No.
Oh well, I tried the easy way. Now we do it by force.
Okay, let's do that.
I love it when they say that. From the ground, the walls, the ceiling, and the door emerge 7 massive tendrils. Each one of them ending in a maw, just surrounded by gaping fangs.
Yup.
Great.
Necro,
Well, I'm going down swinging.
Necro, it's your turn.
Oh. I think the way to do this, Jug,
Yeah?
is... Okay, you threw me once. But this time, I'm gonna have a fist equipped. Oh, the Megaton.
Didn't you learn your
Yeah.
lesson yet? All right. Well, actually, you're gonna have to wait till Juggernaut's turn.
Well, I can wind it up, though.
Well, yeah, you can wind it up if you want. Go ahead and wind it up.
Yeah.
So you're winding up the punch. Is that all you're gonna do?
Yup.
Okay, Trisha, it's your turn. Would you like to know the situation? Necro's gonna die unless he gets healed.
I'll hang on, Necro.
Trisha casts Cure Moderate Wounds on Necro. It is able to bring Necro up to 53 hit points. Necro's still down by 27. All right, so
What's my damage point?
you're still full health at the moment.
Oh.
All right. As William begins to prepare his move, Trisha, you notice that on the floor there appear to be shells of moss with small crab pictures on them. They surround the bottom of the chest, and you realize that this was once the Church of the Holy Crab.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, did I mention that your necklace is glowing? Yeah, your necklace is glowing. William,
Chris, I think you have something on the crabs that may help us here.
it might. Williams unsheaths his blade, rushes to one of the tendrils, and swings. The blade glows and flashes a golden shine. As it strikes the tendril, electricity bursts out. The tentacle takes 42 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
Juggernaut!
Where is the center of this thing?
It's everywhere, dude. There's 1 on the ceiling, 3 on the floor, and 3 on the walls. There's 7 in total.
Necro, 3 on the floors.
Is there any in close proximity to each other?
Basically, there's 1 near each of you. So no, they're not close to each other. They're spread out along the room.
I'd use lightning again, but I'm afraid that I'd kill everybody.
Actually, you might be safer this time. It strikes the enemies first before it hits your allies. There's 7 tendrils. As long as they don't kill 3 tendrils, you can cast it with no problem.
And I already healed Necro.
Jug. I say you could throw me.
No, he's throwing me.
Oh, the human spear.
You got Necro first.
Yeah, he throws both.
Hang on, let me check that rule real quick. Now, rule check. Give me a second here. Level 9. Megaton Blow. Okay, so good news, everybody. It turns out that Juggernaut knows an ability called Megaton Blow.
Hey,
which at the
sounds
cost
like
of
my Megaton punch.
at -4 attack roll, he can hurl up to 2 objects. So he could technically grab Necro in one hand, Kmon in the other, and use you guys to strike 2 separate targets. They can't be the same. They have to be separate targets, though.
Okay.
I wanna aim Necro at the one at the tentacle by him and K-Man at the tentacle by him.
All right. Necro, I need a quick D20 roll, please.
Okay. 17.
I am telling you, we need that camera now. That's straight up cheating right there. 17 and?
Oh. I didn't know two. Sorry, my bad. Oh wait, is one for K-Man?
One is for K-Man and one is for
Oh,
Juggernaut.
K-Man. Oh. So 3 rolls?
You want me to
Roll
roll?
or-
2 rolls. 2 rolls. One for you and one for Kmon. 2 rolls.
Okay, K-Man, you roll your own.
Okay. I got 16.
Okay. So, first he throws the one closest to Kmon. Kmon whizzes through the air, spear held in front of him. Yeah! Impales into the tentacle, ripping out 39 points of damage.
Nice.
The tentacle then wraps around Kmon.
Oh. Not nice.
He throws Necro at the one closest to Necro. Necro unleashes a Megaton punch blocked or powered up by the throw of frickin' Juggernaut. He smashes it for 71 points of damage. Then the
Nice.
tentacle wraps him up.
Oh.
Hey, I thought mine was not back though.
Yeah, they're. Allow me to explain. What they're attached to is so big that you
It
would
won't
have to do
matter.
far more damage to knock him back.
Gotcha.
In fact, you don't even see the full size of these tentacles. They're that massive.
Gotcha.
All right, so Juggernaut has now just pinned 2 of our friends together again. You know, good job. Mama Bear.
Lightning.
Are you gonna aim at the ones they're being held by, or the ones that are not holding them?
It's time, please no!
Just saying. After everything they put you through, it's your choice. You have one more casting of it. I'm just saying. 5 targets. You can aim for the 5 empty, or you can just happen to touch one of those that are full. I'm just saying.
Mama Bear, at this point, I don't care if you hit me or not.
You're not who she's aiming at.
No, I mean by errant lightning.
Oh, don't worry. The errant lightning isn't targeting you, buddy. I'm just saying.
Oh no.
Let's try.
Why do I feel like K-Man and Necro are in for shocking
Can I help
experiences?
them out? You can target their tentacles as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's play
Oh,
this game.
the Kaiju, is this gonna be shocking?
Oh, it's gonna be shocking. So Mom Bear is deciding to help the 2 of them.
Electrified.
She rears back the electricity, and in her eyes you can see such glee. And she just launches the bolts of lightning. She strikes the one that... Who do you want to strike first? The one that's holding Kmon, the one that's holding Necro. I need to know. They're gonna take significantly more damage. I just need to know.
K-Mon's at full health on not.
You're not up to this debate.
Huh?
You're not part of this debate. It's Mom Bear.
Well, she was just giving me the side eye.
Follow your heart, Mama Bear, follow your heart.
No, don't follow your heart. Don't follow your heart. She'd have that lightning bend around and strike him twice. Okay.
Remember all the good times we had?
So Necro, hey, good news.
But
She targeted you
Mama,
first.
just remember who wants to go with your daughter.
I think that's why she's frying him first. So, Necro, the tentacle actually absorbs a bit of the electricity from you. So you still take 12 points of damage. The tentacle takes 41. It instantly drops you on the floor. You take 10 additional damage. Oh, that's good to know. It then strikes the one that's holding Kmod and... Yep, okay, so it does 32 damage to that tentacle, 11 to Deathgasm, but Deathgasm's able to land afterwards, so it drops him. Alex is going. Alex is like, follow your heart, Mama Bear. The additional 3 tentacles take 28, 24, and 21 damage apiece. After watching Necro hit the ground and kind of like, even William's like, oh. Oh, by the way, fun fact. Apparently, the electricity is able to travel through the emeralds on the walls.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Which happens to crackle and zap another tentacle for 16 damage.
Nice.
Alright, so that was Mama Bear. Mama Bear's out of lightning, but still has 2 casts of fireball if she wants to turn these things into some cooked calamari. So, Necro, hey, how you doing, buddy? You okay? 41 health left. Really targeting you.
Get him some milk.
Get him some milk.
Okay, so let me look through my. Let's see here.
So Necro, I mean, the tentacles are pretty big.
Yes, they are. So, I'm gonna cast something here.
Oh, this isn't good.
It's called Lightning Spear.
Oh, this is probably not good at all. Oh, there it is. That's what I needed.
And throws it right at Mama Bear. Anyway.
No.
And impales Mama Bear with that.
So I created Javelin of Electricity.
Okay, let's do.
It does 1d6 per caster level, so that would be 8d6, right?
Yes.
Half electricity, electrical, and half divine damage.
Did you say divine damage?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
And then also the creature is also then stunned for 1d4 rounds.
Oh.
If the creature fails its reflex save.
Okay.
So, that's what I'm gonna do, and is any tentacle near death? I don't know,
Ooh, okay. So, the one that Mom Bear has fried and so has William is pretty close to death. I'm pretty sure you could sashimi that sucker right now if you did more than 40 damage.
Okay, well, we'll try and aim for that one then.
So the question is, do you think you did more than 40 damage?
I don't know.
You did 78 points of damage.
78 points of damage.
It absorbed the electricity, but apparently the divine damage cut the tentacle clear off.
Ooh.
The entire arena shakes. The other tentacles withdraw, and a scream can be heard echoing.
Uh-oh. I think I pissed this thing off, guys.
Juggernaut falls to the ground, grasping his arm. The pain is indescribable. He reaches and tries to pull at the armor until the armor literally breaks off. From out of the armor comes a massive black arm, ending in massive talons. The arm is roughly twice the size of his original arm. Juggernaut has gained 1 level of the Demon Arm class.
Ooh.
As as the echoes of screaming cry out, everyone begins to be deafened by a scream of an unknown language. You can't tell what it is, but it's just anger. It's pure rage. Everyone but Juggernaut. Juggernaut receives... Wow, you looking tense, Jug. You okay? You looking tense. Like this massive clawed arm. You're like...
What the fuck now, motherfucker?
In a female voice that you've never heard before, you hear, "You are now my champion, whether you like it or not."
Ooh.
And just as quickly as it came, you find yourselves in an empty room. A light blue shell drops from the ceiling, and the room that was once a chapel is no more than a dirt cave. There is no sign of...
that shell.
You gotta pick up the shell?
Yeah.
Okay, he picks up the shell. Now, you don't know what the shell is for, but you're sure a certain trader might later on want to get his hands on it.
Yeah.
By the way, in case anyone's leveling up their guide, you're all going to be level 10 at the end of this.
Oh,
Nice.
There's a reason for it, and I'll explain that reason after the episode. You're tired and beat, wary. Your heads feel like you've been listening to Metallica for far too long, which is never too long for me. But your ears ache, your heads hurt, your bodies ache. You feel as if something has just ripped through your souls. You have all been touched by the divine. And you all realize that a divine entity has reached out and touched all of you. And that will end the episode today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this riveting tale of crab-based technology, fun things, and them fighting against what might as well be one of the patrons of the depths. Also, Juggernaut's got a big demon arm now.
Was
Hi,
that?
Kraken.
No, it was far worse than a Kraken. But until next time, folks, I'm your DM, Kaiju K.
I'm your Necro Neck.
I'm Juggernaut Jared.
I'm K-Man.
I'm Mama Bear. I'm Tiny Trisha.
And for Quabs, Basil, Alex, and all the rest, have yourselves a wonderful time. Peace out, everybody, and cheers.
Jeez.